Okay, a bit of foot massage shenanigans. I'll just show you, I think. Which means removing my socks, having cold feet. I start with the soles of my feet. Tend to start kind of here on this inside line and slide up, kind of just slide up to the ball of the foot there, and then work my way round. So moving, I don't know, my thumb distance further in towards my foot, and then coming all the way up to the top. Working that line. And then eventually you do the outside line. So you could slide. It can be nice also to just apply a bit of pressure and then move on a bit. Apply a bit of pressure, move on a bit. So that can be quite nice. Okay. And then coming up to the toes. So I have a few techniques for my toes. That slidey thing again can be nice. So starting on that inside edge of the big toe, sliding up to the top and moving round, sliding up to the top, moving round. So I would work round all my toes, sliding up. I do this quite a lot actually, I've just realised, that I kind of have my finger like so, and then I can use that to slide up. Don't forget the tops of the toes as well. So sliding along the tops of the toes. Mm-hmm. Working in maybe little pressy things around the bottom part of the toe. So just pressing and sliding and pressing and sliding. Coming around there as well. So I work all the toes in that fashion. So I'll then go to the next toe along. I'll slide up all the way around the toe. If you come across a little bit that's maybe a bit sore, or they quite often refer to it as a sweet spot, give it a bit more love. Just a bit more of an extra rub. And again, this kind of hooky thing I do, and slide up the toes. Okay, so that's the kind of initial toe action that I would do. And then, see if you can get your fingers in between your toes, like so. This is nice because you can do a number of things. You can zhuzhi backwards and forwards like that. Make circles. As well, like that. One way and then the other. Depending on how often you've done this, I've done this quite a lot, you could clasp your fingers with your toes, which isn't maybe that comfortable, and then draw the fingers out of the toes. Oh, like that. That could be nice. It makes you go, ooh, and then as you release. Obviously, I would do a lot longer than this. I then come to the heel, and again, maybe doing those pressure points, moving round, maybe circles. I guess my advice is, all this is just, I've just played and seen what feels nice and what makes my feet feel nice afterwards. Essentially, you want to stimulate stuff, you want the blood to flow to your feet, and you want to move everything. Like there's loads of joints in your feet, so you want them all to move properly. Like so you could do that. You could kind of wave through your toes. So you grab hold of the top of them and give them a bit of a... Okay. Now, this is nice. Heel. Can you see that? And then diagonally down. So you go diagonally down to the sole. So I start probably pretty much level with the ankle, diagonal down. Then you can do both sides. Now, your lymphatics, they are on the top of your foot. So reflexology, someone I know who does reflexology told me all this. So if you follow these, the bone line, go in between the bone line in the top of the foot, and you can rub in there and follow it up the foot. Again, any way you want. So maybe a slide. I kind of like to make little circles. That seems to work for me. Seems to feel nice. So I start at just as the toes finish and work my way up. You see that all right? Working up like this. So this whole of the top of the foot you want to pay a lot of attention to, because that will be your lymphatics. So you're drawing that up. And then there's points up here that's worth paying attention to. So there's this little kind of band around the top that seems to be significant. And there's a little dimple in there. Have a poke around in there, in a nice way. I really recommend just playing with your feet. So I massage my feet. I have a bath most nights, and I will massage my feet every night in the bath. And I probably spend, 5-10 minutes on each foot. Okay. Round the ankles as well. That can be nice. Higher up as well. There's a point round by your heel that I always find about there. I always find it's just a little bit niggly. I like to have a go at that. Okay. Now, here's what I know about the lymphatics. They're obviously your body's sewage system, and they're constantly going around the body, clearing out shit and getting rid of it for you. So you want to keep it moving. And it gets blocked. It gets blocked in certain places. And I have found there's a few techniques that seem to have helped me when my lymph is blocked. So I get, my groin quite often gets quite blocked. You'll know if your lymph is blocked in this bit of your body, because one of the things that happens is you get slightly puffy backs of the knees. That's an area where the lymph gets blocked, the backs of the knees. Oh. I got this from the Stop Chasing Pain guy, so Dr. Perry, and he's really studied lymph. Lymph is his thing. You have loads of lymph nodes in your gut, which isn't surprising. Round your tummy button, so I will show you my tummy button. These are my patches, which have got vitamins and good things in them for me. So round your belly button. Now, if you press round your belly button, is there anywhere that's tender? You don't need to press too hard, but I've got a bit today. I've got a bit of tenderness about here. Now, I just give it a bit of a rub. It's about fluidity. It's about space and fluidity. You are made of liquid, and you need to keep the babies moving. So, if my lymph is blocked in the lower half of my body, the chances are I've got an issue here. If you get puffy backs of the knees, have a little poke around your belly button. Give it a little massage. See if that's at all helpful. And then you can come down to the groin. So essentially, because it's clearing from the feet up, you want to clear the blockage that's higher up first and then work your way down, and then your feet have a chance. So if you start with your belly button, have a play around, do that. Then you go down to your groin and just rub around your groin. Now, I quite often can feel my lymph nodes quite big in my groin. The belly button and this just has it definitely loosens it up. I definitely go back to it 5 minutes later and go, oh, they've gone down. Now, they've gone down because I've cleared it and they can do their job. You've got to bless your body. It tries really hard to do its job, and then we're doing all this awful stuff like being on phones. And anyway, 30 seconds or so, a really good rub around the groin, particularly kind of higher up, about here, is good. Okay, and then backs of the knees. So what I do is I just take both hands to the backs of my knees and give them a bit of a going. Again, give them a going over. Think of them like they're tubes and you're trying to get everything moving. So I might kind of zhuzhy them from side to side a little bit and then start sweeping them. Dr. Perry believes in the old slap. So you could slap the backs of the knees. Get those babies going. Now, calves my calves get really solid. I definitely feel blocked in the calves. I get quite cold feet sometimes. So I have found this all helps. Now, this is a Thai yoga massage thing. You bring your fingers together at the backs of your calves and you pull apart. Whoa. That's nice. And of course, you come back to the knee. And then this is, it's another Thai massage thing. You could slap them as well. Anything really to get the babies moving, to get it doing its thing. People doing its thing. So what I would do is I would check, my routine is I'll check what my groin's like. I'll check what the lymph's like in my groin and what the backs of my knees are like. If they're up in my groin and my backs and knees are feeling a bit puffy, I will go to my belly first. So I'll do my belly, groin, backs to the knees, calves, and then I would massage my feet. Obviously, if you haven't got any issue going on and it's all fine in the belly and your legs feel fine and all of that, then just do your feet if you want to, But I have found that little shenanigan routine to be very helpful. I hope you do too. Okay.